What's going on, bros?
Ladies and gentlemen, do you like Scarlet and Violet illustration rares? I do. So what you're seeing in front of you here is all my master set binders and boxes. I decided a little while ago that I don't really want to use these Voltex binders anymore, so I stopped buying the binders right around the time Shredded Fumble came out. So that's why these guys aren't in binders yet. So yeah, I'm gonna rebuy all the binders, put them in very nice binders at a later date. However, you know, my last video about TCA gaming and the giant biggest scam ever, very not poke positive. There's a lot of profanity in that video. I'm talking about the video I uploaded at midnight last night. So anytime I upload a crazy, angry video with profanity, I am always going to follow it up with a very poke positive one. So yeah, basically I'm going to, as soon as we're done here, go through all of this. How many should I choose? Should I choose 10, 15, or 20? Tell you what, screw it. I'll choose 20. I'm going to go find my 20 favorite illustration rares from the Scarlet and Violet era, and then we'll do a fun little, you know, low effort, little top 20 illustration rare video. All right, let me, oh God, this is gonna take forever to clean up when I'm done. All right, let me go figure out which 20 illustration rares that I love, and I will be right back. All right, as long as Zelda keeps it down, I'm gonna shoot this whole thing unedited, one straight shot, and check this out. Let's give the IRs the respect they deserve. Oh yeah, we got the black latex or nitrile? I think it's latex. To be honest, I just sliced my thumb right here pretty bad, and it looks gross. And yeah, you would have had to see a cut this whole time. But all right, so this is Card Appreciation Day, basically. There's all 20 of the IRs. Ralt's is clearly number 20. So yeah, basically, we're just gonna appreciate the art. I'm not going, this has nothing to do with value whatsoever at all. For the investor bros, I will throw up the TCG player little square for you so you can see how much these cards are worth. But all these cards are worth so much more today than, you know, whatever I paid for them when I paid for them. Basically, every IR I have ever purchased has gone up in value. And illustration rares are probably the #1 type of rarity tier that I spend money on just in general. So like I probably own more illustration rares than any one type of card. But yeah. And if you think you know who #1 is, you don't, because #1 is now #2. I have a new favorite, okay? All right, so number 20. All right, let's do this. Number 20. Ralt from Scarlet and Violet base set. So this is a card, if you follow my channel, I've talked about this card a lot. Surprisingly, it is number 20. It is not higher. This was a lot of fun, by the way, just doing this list. Just after I recorded that intro, I went over to TCG Player and I just did illustration rares. I looked at all of them and it was very tough, but I actually had a lot of fun doing this list because, I mean, I've covered illustration rares as much or more than anybody except for maybe Danny Phantom. Yeah, so I've just always loved these things since this set released, and so therefore I've always been buying these since the era began. But Ralt's from base set is my number 20 favorite illustration rare. You may have already seen number 19. Number 19 is Dragonair from Scarlet and Violet, 151. So in all honesty, for this slot, it was between Poliwhirl and Dragonair, both from the same set. They're both very blue. It was Dragonair at first, and then I chose Marl, and then I opened up the binder, and I looked at Marl, and then I looked at Dragonair, and then I looked at Marl, and I looked at Dragonair, and I ended up choosing Dragonair after all. So I actually like Dragonair just a little bit more than wait, did I say Marl? I meant to say Poliwhirl. Have I been saying Marl or Poliwhirl this whole time? Either way, whatever, I meant to say Poliwhirl, but either way, Dragonair is who I like more anyway. So that's number 19, Dragonair. All right, put you down right there. All right, number 18. This one has gone up in value quite a lot recently. Metagross. Metagross from Temporal Forces. This is one of those cards that fits the bill of a card that I have told you guys a lot what I do with every set. Every set that comes out, all the IRs that no one is talking about, no one cares about, that are under $5. I buy as many of them as I can that I find in card shops that look minty. So like, for example, this Metagross, you know, I paid $4 or $5. I guess you'll see on the screen how much it's worth. I think it's up to almost like, it's like what, a $15 or $20 card now all of a sudden? Yeah, crazy. But yeah, this one I was always shocked was so cheap upon release. It's just so good. So good. Look at you. Look at them snowballs. Look at them big old snowballs. Number 17, Steelix. Steelix. We love Steelix. Talked a lot about this. We talked a lot about Paradox Rift. We are big time Paradox Rift fans. We are a big time fan of this card. So Steelix, it's been a $20 card for quite a while now. This one popped off. This was one of the early IRs to pop off a little bit. It only popped above that $20 mark. That's fine. We like $20 IRs. They can stay there. But yeah, it's what, 25 bucks, something like that, 26 bucks. Beautiful, beautiful Paradox Rift illustration rare. Absolutely love Steelix. On the construction site, whoop. All right, that brings us to number 16. Basically, a lot of these cards, the next card, number 15, is the cheapest, and it's still cheap, but all these cards have seen pretty big price jumps lately. Basically, every Pokemon card has, let's be honest. Riolo. I love cards that tell a story. And this card clearly tells a story. You know exactly what happened here. There ain't no messing around. But yeah, this card's worth 20 bucks or something now as well. And again, this is probably a card I paid $5 for at some point in time. Beautiful Scarlet and Violet base set. Riolo. Look at his eye. He just looks so... what? Here's the cheapest card on the list. You can get this card for like $4 or $5. I have no idea why it's still only $5. Shwee! Bravery from Surging Sparks, Bravery, pardon me, Bravery. This card is just freaking cool. There's the artworks, the pastels. Yeah, come on. Why is this card $5? That's okay. Get it while it still is $5. But yeah, Bravery. This, I don't know. I like the purple. I like the red. It's anytime you can get a unique artwork on a Pokemon card. That's kind of hard to say because there's so many unique looking Pokemon cards, but this certainly does have a unique vibe to it, in my opinion. And for $5, this is like one of the best, most undervalued IRs, in my opinion, especially because it is from Surging Sparks, which is a very high value set. Yeah. Number 14, Ninetails from Obsidian, Not So Lames. So Ninetails, so many people love this card, let's be honest. Even when this card was $10, people talked about it like it was worth $100. And I don't know, it's worth like 20 or something bucks now. 20, probably 22, 24, I don't know. But yeah, wow. There it is, Ninetails. Obsidian Flames has a, I mean, God, Obsidian Flames just keeps getting better with time, better with age, doesn't it? So there you go, there's Ninetails. It brings us to number 13. There it is, Marshold from Paldeir Evolved. This card, got a lot of $20 plus cards basically from here on out. I'm just gonna be honest, but still, I promise you, I did not put money into this factor at all. This card, you know, all these artworks that are worth a lot of money are really good artworks. So the people who say good artwork doesn't pay, you know, it just depends on the timing. Because right now, good artworks are killing it. Let's see, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 Marshals? Very nice. Beautiful card. Beautiful set. Paldeir Evolved. And that brings us to number 12. Number 12. This card has gone way up over the last week. Holy moly. Persian from Shredded Fumble. Was this card like $60 now all of a sudden? You can see me. Where am I? I just saw my head. There's my head right there. You can vaguely see me. All right, so anyway, Persian, yeah, what can you say? There's a lot of Team Rocket hype right now. Is what it is. Good for you, Persian. All right. And number 11, you guys might be slightly shocked by number 11 because number 11 is the most expensive illustration rare in the era. So yeah, Magikarp, it's absolutely fantastic. It is Shinji Kanda. You got massive Shinji Kanda attacks. Where you at? Where's the Gary? There's the Gary right there. Why did I make Gary sound like a cat? I have no idea. But there you go. So that's number 11. Did not crack the top 10. It was 225 bucks right now or something like that. Holy moly. Holy moly. All right, so there's that. Now we're into the top 10. Okay, so they may not be worth as much as this one, but, you know, just as cool or cooler, in my opinion. And number 10 is Groudon. Yeah. From the Rift, from P Rift. Look at this guy. They should have had smoke, like more smoke or smoke coming out of his mouth. That'd be cool. Or fire. Anything, I don't know. But yeah, very cool, very cool. You'll notice T-Tar did not, oh, well, guess what? T-Tar is not on the list, guys. I just let that out of the bag. T-Tar did not make the list, but Groudon did. So there you go. Beautiful. That is number 10. Number 9, another recent gainer. Bang. Houndoom from Shredded Fumble. So let's see. Houndoom, Persian, the Greninja, the Kingdra, a couple other cards. Shredded Fumble, man. The regular set sucks, but the hits are great. Look at that. I like that one. That one needs to open his mouth too. Why didn't your mouth open? That one looks scary. Wait. No, that's just the reflection of this one. I'm an idiot. Okay, you know what? Screw you. Whatever. All right. Well, number 8. Number 8 is Ghastly. So Ghastly. Phew. Beautiful card. Yeah, a lot of stuff's happened with this card, let's be honest. This card's been like 40 bucks, 50 bucks, 80 bucks, 100 bucks, and then went back down to 20 bucks forever. Now it's like 40 bucks, I think. But yeah, there's a lot of personality in this card too. That's for sure. Love that. Absolutely. Yeah. All right, so now we're going to be at number 7. Now we're getting to some basic Chad cards that everyone loves, for sure. Mainly because they're Kanto cards. All right, here we go. Number 7. Bulba. Bulbasaur. Yeah. Hi, Bulba. All right, it's a very cute card. What is this, like 75 bucks? It's gone up quite a bit. Again, just like everything else. From Stellar Crown. Yeah, Stellar Crown's cool. For a small set, I think Stellar Crown is very well put together. I like the full arts. I like a lot about Stellar Crown, to be honest. And Stellar Crown raw card prices have been very stagnant over the last month and a half. So to see Squirtle and Bulba, start to move a little so they can kind of join the club with all the other sets that have singles going crazy. In my opinion, it's actually nice to see. So yeah, because Bulbasaur and Squirtle are fantastic chase cards for Stellar Crown. Stellar Not So Frown. All right, and speaking of Bulbasaur, what do you think comes next? Yeah, Squirtle. So Squirtle, there you go. There's the other one. Yeah, so I guess I just barely like Squirtle just a little more. I used to like Bulbasaur more, but now I like Squirtle a little more. I don't know, just a little more personality in the Squirtle, a little more of a story. The story here is I'm tired and I'm sleeping. The story here is I'm messing up these Pidgeys. So I like that just a little better. All right, cool. All right, now that brings us to our top 5, ladies and gentlemen. The top 5 is upon us. Number 5 is Eevee from Twilight Gatorade. So Eevee Twilight Gatorade. The more I look at this card, the more I just own this card, the more I appreciate it. Obviously, I mean, a lot of you may know that every single Eevee is a replication of another evolution alt art or promo. So that's very cool. So it in itself tells a story just by virtue of what all the Eevees are doing. And then like the sporadic nature of the Eevees still is very evenly spread out across the card. So it's just a well-designed, well-centered. It's a card that says a lot without saying very much at all. I don't know. Plus it's an Eevee. So there you go. So there it is, Eevee. All right, number 4 is going to shock some people, and the price of the card may shock some people as well. This card just reminds me of Pokemon Red and Blue. Just reminds me of old school, just Pokemon in general. Yeah, and it's Chansy. So Chansy. We love Chansy. So the Psyduck, the Bellsprout, the Blissey's, the Chanseys, the Snorlax, the Ditto. It's just going to a Pokemon Center to rehab your Pokemon. Give them your Pokeballs for a minute. Beep, boop, beep, boop. Good to go. I don't know. I like it. This card has exploded in price recently, like a lot. It's like 30 bucks. Holy moly. All right, that brings us to our top 3. Now, a lot of you are going to know probably what actually, a lot of you are probably going to know what all 3 of these cards are, because I talk about all 3 of these cards quite a lot, but you might not know the order. All right, so number 3 is my favorite Stage 1 card. Yeah, Gloom from Obsidian Not So Lames. Yeah, so this is no secret. If you're a subscriber on my channel, I talk about this card all the time. Yeah, it's just, I've always loved this card. And again, like, I think in Japanese, I bought like 30 or 40 copies of these way back in the day when Ruler of the Black Flame came out. Definitely overpaid. But yeah, so Gloom is double digits now. It's like 10, 12 bucks. I love it so much. Gloomy. Oh my god, Gloom, I love you. Okay, so number 2 used to be number 1, and even I think like last week I mentioned it as number 1, so this is totally new. And number 2 is Drowsy. Yeah. So this Komiya artwork, the reason I love this card so much is because the closer you get in, like if you own this card and you really zoom into like those areas, there are so many little tiny intricate drawings, like right down in there and there, that that, like look at that sphere right there. There's just, you could really take a lot of time zooming way in on this card if you own it. Like even look at the sky. Like look how cool the sky looks up there. Yeah, but to say this guy right here is a badass would be a little bit of an understatement. Yeah, so anyway, Drowsy IR is my new second favorite, not favorite IR from the era, which brings us to number 1. And apparently I only own 1 copy of this card. I thought I owned 2 because the copy that I'm going to show you, I'm going to grade, which means I need to go buy another one. And it's slightly OC left to right on the back, I noticed. So like this bar is a little fatter than that bar. Top to bottom, it's perfect. It's got no white dots, no scratches. But yeah, so a lot of you already know. Shoo! Yeah, Cerulege from Splurging Sparks. Yeah, this is just, in general, Cerulege is just like my new favorite Pokemon, just straight up. I'm just going to be honest. So long as the Pokemon company is doing artworks like this, and like Terrestrial Festival or Prismatic Evolutions, it's going to be difficult for Cerulege to not be my favorite new Pokemon moving forward, just because these artworks are way too cool. And to be honest, I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan, and this gives me Final Fantasy vibes, like all the Cerulege artworks. But yeah, so that's it. So should we recap? Yeah, sure. So here you go. Drowsy, Gloom, Chansy, Eevee, Squirtle, Bulba, Ghastly, Houndoom, Groudon, Magikarp, Persian, Marshall, Ninetails, Bravery. That's the cheapest one, by the way, right there. Riolo, Steelix, Metagross, Dragonair, and number 20 was Ralt. So there you go, guys. Yeah, I'll see you guys on Hottest Cards of the Week this Friday, and I will announce the winner of the Roaring Moon SAR and all those other hits on Friday on Hottest Cards of the Week. I will see you guys on the next one. Deuces!